What is up, my fellow weird ones out there, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tawny Michelle, and basically we are not all love, light, unicorns, and twin flames over here, so please keep that in mind. And happy new moon in Libra. It's a super moon. This new moon is no joke. Probably one of the biggest events, biggest weeks even of this year. I mean, I will be shocked if something life-changing doesn't happen or if anything big does not happen, because this is a powerful mother effing new moon in Libra. Fellow Librans out there, we got a powerful new moon, okay? It's time to step the F up in this bitch. By the way, I'm representing Lil Wayne because he was such a huge part of my childhood, and he's also a Libra, in case you didn't know. Freaking love him. Anyway, so in this video, I will be going over what I think this new moon is going to bring up for all of us, no matter what sign you are. And then we are also going to get into what I think is going to happen, or some predictions that I think are going to happen for each sign. And I'm going to pull a couple cards for each sign as well. So timestamps will be down below, but as always, I would watch the general part first, because really this is how it's going to be affecting all of us on a collective scale, on a general scale anyway. So, you know, you kind of get like bonus information in there. So I would listen to the beginning first if you can help yourself. We have a new moon. So the new moon is basically when the sun and the moon meet up in the same sign. So they're both meeting up in Libra around 23 degrees, almost 24 degrees, but that really doesn't matter. So that is what makes a new moon. But what makes this particular new moon in Libra a crazy ass one is the fact that it's right across from Mars. And Mars is literally the opposite of everything that Libra stands for, because Mars rules Aries, and Aries is the opposite of Libra. So whereas Aries is about the self, the journey of the self, the identity, what I want, and how can I move forward, and how can I do this, and how can I do that, Libra is the opposite, considering other people before it acts, you know, considering other people before it takes action. Therefore, we're going to have a lot of themes still of who am I and who are we. It's kind of this polarity between what do I want and what do other people want, or will other people like what I do? Will other people like what I say? You know, where are we pleasing others too much and not ourselves, or where are we pleasing ourselves too much and not others? There's definitely a strict kind of balance here. And with the Aries Libra axis, we can a lot of the times find, especially for those that have their node placements in Libra and Aries, is that with Libra energy, it's more about becoming the relationship. It's like your identity is based off of what other people think of you. It is very much about other people's opinions and pleasing other people and keeping the peace, even if that means you have to repress who you authentically are or compromise who you authentically are. A higher, more elevated version of Libra energy is not necessarily repressing who you are, but learning how to compromise with the right people that are going to accept you for who you are and love you for who you are and be with you for who you are, and not need you to repress who you are to be with them, right? And then on the other side of that, we have Aries energy, which is all about the self, all about I, not we. People with like South Node in Libra or heavy Libra placements can have a tendency to become the relationship and lose themselves. So the Aries Libra axis is where we step into this journey of self, and then along the way we step into this journey of other, how to compromise and how to be in the world with other people, but also not lose ourselves in the process. So what I always say to people, if you've gotten a reading with me and you have heavy Aries Libra axis energy, I normally always say it is about being in a relationship, but being able to keep yourself and your own identity and your own likes and dislikes, and to still be yourself in the relationship. Yeah, you may need to compromise some things, you know what I mean? But as long as you're not compromising like who you are and completely repressing yourself or becoming someone else for someone else to like you or to stay with you or to be comfortable with you, then you're good. So that is this Aries Libra axis that we're dealing with. So for this Libra new moon, because of just those two placements so far, you can find a lot of themes coming up for these next couple weeks about who am I? Like there could be like an identity crisis, right? Like, am I being myself here? Am I putting on a smile for someone else even though I'm not really happy? Am I repressing parts of myself to keep the peace, to keep the balance, to not cause some kind of conflict? Where are you people pleasing? Where are you not allowing yourself to be yourself? Where do you need to look at another side of something? Libra is all about looking for another side. You know, we get called devil's advocates a lot because we can truly see other sides. We can look at things from a different perspective. There may be situations that come up this week where it's like, okay, time to look at this in a new way, time to look at this in a new perspective. Now, there may also be a situation where you literally get flipped, and next thing you know, you're like on the complete other side of the coin, looking at it from a whole different perspective, you know? Like the universe could just flip you like that, like a switch. For example, let's say that you broke someone's heart, you know, earlier in the year or something along those lines, or even maybe a while ago, who knows? But then all of a sudden, it's like the same situation, but now you're on the other side and someone breaks your heart. Now, that's just an example. I'm not saying that's exactly what's going to happen or anything. It would depend on more than just this, but that's the best thing I could come up with. But yeah, so it's kind of like you may get in some kind of position where you're like, oh, I see what they went through, or I see what they meant, or I see what they're talking about, where you're completely seeing different sides of the same situation. So another thing here, another big theme that could come up with this Libra new moon is finding similarities in situations. When we have an opposition with the new moon and Mars and Aries across the sky from each other, this can bring up a major crossroads, especially with Libra, which I kind of think of Libra as decisions, you know, like making kind of big life choices, big life commitments, or breaking big life commitments. But when there's an opposition, the two planets that are in opposition need to be harmonized in some way, which Libra also rules harmony. So where does something need to be harmonized? And another thing that I want to talk about here is the ruler of Libra, Venus, is in Virgo. Now, Venus does not like to be in Virgo, okay? It's all about details. It's frugal. It's meek. It's like just little old me over here dusting the floor. You know what I mean? Just kidding. I'm just joking. I love Virgos, but I was just kidding, okay? But Venus likes to be pampered. Venus is all about beauty and aesthetic and, you know, the finer things in life and love and romance and sex and pleasure, you know? And so Venus is like having to play Cinderella over here in Virgo, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell? But what's interesting about this is at the time of this Libra new moon, which Libra is ruled by Venus, Venus is opposite Neptune in Pisces. So Venus in Virgo, which is having to be a little bit more detail oriented, pay attention to more of the details, especially when it comes to relationships and pleasure and beauty related things. It's having to kind of cut down on its spending and be a little bit more discerning about how it's going about getting what it wants. Neptune in Pisces, which is like, yeah, man, let's like float in the water and the ocean and just get lost and like, you know, trip on some LSD and shit, you know? It's like the complete opposite of Virgo. Basically, these two planets are having to find balance with each other. So what this tells me is where in our life are we not being practical? Where in our life are we wanting to escape or wanting to ignore or avoid something or neglect something, you know what I mean, that actually may be good for us? Or where are we being a little bit too delusional or getting too lost inside of some fantasy, and where do we need to come and be a little bit more down to earth? You can still get great pleasurable things with Venus and Virgo, but you have to weigh out what's false and fantasy and an illusion and what's real and in front of your face and actually going to make you happier in the long run, because Venus in Virgo is trining Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter in Capricorn. Or I'm sorry, it's only trining Jupiter at the time of this new moon, but it's saying we're trying to find a way to have what we want and have our dreams, but somehow make it more practical and somehow find where to start. What are the details? Like, what's the plan here? And we're trying to kind of plan it out, if that makes sense. Hopefully that's making sense. Let me know down below if you're following so far. So back to this Libra new moon. So this Libra new moon could put us at a major crossroads where it's like, okay, I want to have my cake and I want to eat it too. The Sabian symbol for this Libra new moon is a butterfly with a third wing on its left side. Very interesting. And another thing I want to bring up that's even more interesting here is that this Libra new moon and Mars are both making a T-square, which looks like this. So these two are opposing, and then they're kind of going like this over to the shit show in Capricorn. We got Big Daddy Saturn up in there. We got Big Daddy Jupiter up in there. And we got Grim Reaper Pluto up in there. Okay, so this new moon and Mars are both squaring, while opposite themselves, both squaring all the shit in Capricorn. So major life choices, major life decisions, major crossroads. This is where either a line is going to be drawn or a line is going to be harmonized, and it's your choice. I think with this Sabian symbol of a butterfly with a third wing on its left side is talking about, well, the website that I was reading it off of said that it's definitely about distinction, something being distinct, something being quirky or unique and really standing out. And it's funny because for my Patreon reading for this week, we actually got the Hierophant and among a few other cards. But what was interesting to me about the Hierophant is that's what I was seeing with the Hierophant. Where are we trying to fit into mainstream social norms? Where are we trying to fit into society too much? There's a part of us that wants to with this Libra new moon. There's a part of us that wants to connect and be hopeless romantics and, you know, have people and please people and be around people and connect with people. But Mars in Aries is saying, how can you hold on to yourself and do that? How can you not fall victim to the past and to what you've been through before? How can you do this in a more mature, long-lasting, stable way? But also with that Sabian symbol, a butterfly with a third wing on its left side. I think this possibly could point to something going on with politics here in the US, possibly the left side, the Democratic Party, because that's what it says in the state. That was the first thing I thought of when I read that. And like I said, this new moon and Mars are both squaring all of this stuff in Capricorn, and all of this stuff in Capricorn has been a huge reason why this year has been a shit show. And so it deals with the people in power, the government, the mainstream shit. We also have Uranus opposite Mercury still, Mercury retrograde. Mercury deals with media and Uranus deals with like a higher intelligence, a higher form of intelligence in media. So I think that there's definitely some big things that are coming in the media and the mainstream and politics in general over the next few months, not just for the election like I was saying in my October 2020 video. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Another thing that I think is going on here with this, another theme I think could happen with this Libra new moon, is it's really important to get honest with yourself, accept responsibility for yourself, and to stop accepting responsibility for other people. So where are you accepting responsibility when it's really actually not your responsibility to accept that responsibility? You know what I mean? Like, where are you picking up other people's shit just because they laid it at your feet and said, here, I don't want to deal with this, you deal with this, even though it's not your shit? Where are you doing that? And where do you need to change or transform something with this, you know, squaring Pluto? Where do you need to change the way that you've been going about something, whether in relationships, whether with yourself, whether with your future or your goals? Where do you need to harmonize this? What I'm seeing here is how can we bring together two different areas of our lives in order to somehow achieve what we want to achieve. Because right now there could be a major decisions or a crossroads, like I said before, or there could be two different areas of your life. So there could be two separate or opposite things that you want, and it's like you're trying to bring them together because you want to reach this goal over here, but first you need to like do this. And these are cardinal signs that we're dealing with here, and cardinal signs are the initiators, the starters, so major new karmic beginnings here. So I want to go right back to Mercury retrograde really quick, and then we'll move on to the signs. So Mercury is retrograding in Scorpio for the next almost month, and Scorpio is also ruled by Mars, and Mars is in Aries in its home sign. This Mercury retrograde is going to really have us reflecting on our fears about embracing ourselves, embracing our identity, taking leaps forward, you know, pioneering through something, you know, any kind of identity fears or issues that we have that are preventing us from moving forward, or any issues that we have in relationships as well. You know, this is going to have us really reflecting and being very deeply introspective on relationships in our lives and where we feel like our actions, desires, or wants, you know, aren't aligning in some way or are causing issues in some way. So Scorpio also rules sexuality, fear, basically sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I'm just kidding. But Scorpio is a darker sign. We all know this. It rules toxins and toxic situations, purging. Where do we need to purge? Where do we need to make friends with our fears and our darkness in order to transform? It also rules mortality and metamorphosis. It also rules secrets and resentments and power and change and also powerlessness, you know, and detoxifying. So these are the themes that are going to come up while Mercury's in Scorpio retrograding, but it is going to go back into Libra eventually, and we'll get to that when it comes. Right now, these themes are somehow tied as well to this Mars retrograde. So we have two Mars-ruled signs being activated here. So we're really reflecting on what's holding us back, the toxic situations in our lives. And for some people, it could be actual toxins. So you do want to be careful, like, you know, actual, like, you know, you find mold or something. So you do want to be careful about that. So yeah, you just want to be aware of anything toxic in your environment. So one last theme I want to talk about really quick is the theme of sacrifice, because I do see that here as well with this Venus opposition to Neptune. So we have to sacrifice something, and maybe we do. Some people might, or you may have to compromise or negotiate something. But from what I see here in the chart, if you can find a way to transform the situation, if you can find a new way to view the situation, a new understanding of the situation, then you could actually bring your two desires together, your two wants or your two focuses together and compromise in some way. All right, guys, so with that all being said, let's go ahead and get into the signs and what is going down for each zodiac sign for this Libra new moon. All right, so starting with Libras. So this Libra new moon is happening in your first house, in your sign. But Libra, what I'm seeing here is there's kind of a focus for you you're probably like really focused on getting back into balance. You're probably really focused on how you can compromise some kind of situation. Maybe there's some big decision, like how can I hang on to myself but also do what my partner wants, or what this person wants, or what this person is demanding or desiring from me. And so this is a moment where it's like you have to address your own needs first. There may be a way for you to compromise this situation, but in the long haul, you're going to have to do for yourself first. You're going to have to stick to your own boundaries. You're going to have to create your own boundaries. You're going to have to look at your own needs, your own wants, your own path. And is this person or this situation going to fit in with that? You know, I think that's kind of what you're really considering here. This could also have something to do with your family or your home life, some kind of goal or some kind of something that you're thinking about with another person or a family member in regards to your living situation or your living dynamic. Okay. or even like a family situation, okay? And so I feel like you may feel this, you're going to obviously feel this a lot more intense than a lot of the other signs, and you may feel like everybody is just demanding so much from you or just wants so much from you. But it's going to be really important for you to go through some kind of self-care right now, for you to focus on you right now, Libra, for you to find a way to take care of yourself even when it seems like you're feeling lost in a situation. Yeah, so we have the Seven of Wands and the Six of Cups. So once again, like I said, a lot of people are demanding a lot from you. A lot of people are wanting a lot from you around this time. You know, you may feel like you can't keep up. You know, how am I going to get through this? Like, I don't know where to go from here. But at the same time, you really want and desire someone to be there for you, someone to fill your cup, someone to address your needs. You know, and this could also be a lot of confusion with some kind of past situation that's getting brought up with your ruling planet and the sign right before yours. And I think this Libra new moon, with the Magician at the bottom of the deck, is asking you to be the alchemist here, to somehow find a way to turn this situation around. You know, ask yourself, what do you fear the most in this situation? What are you avoiding the most? What are you not wanting to look at the most, you know? And ask yourself, what's more important to you? Which one is more important to you? And I think you'll pull out some really interesting answers here. I think you're afraid, Libra, that if you don't act now, or if you don't do something, that you're going to miss some kind of opportunity. I don't necessarily think that that's the case. I think that you are in conflict with yourself about where your heart is and what you actually want, what you actually desire. So with the Magician here, I think that, you know, you are to find a way to alchemize this situation, to face whatever fear it is, and to find also to somehow realign your focus and to get back to what's important and meaningful to you, and realign your priorities in some way. So that is what I'm seeing here for Libras. What's up, Scorpio? Welcome back. So let's go over what I see for you guys for this Libra new moon. So this is happening, this is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, by the way. This is happening in the sign right before yours. So if you're a Scorpio rising, this is happening in your 12th house. So what I see here, Scorpio, is a major possible sacrifice, a major moment where you may feel like giving up on something. This could be job related, this could be stress related. With Mars and Aries in a place for you that's about your daily life, the daily hustle and bustle of society, your job, the demands and the needs of other people in your life, in your day-to-day life, your routines, your schedules, your health. There may be something that's like super demanding of you right now, and in your daily life, like a hectic schedule or too many errands, or things just seem really busy, or maybe you don't have a lot of motivation lately to get everything done that you need to get done. And so this Libra new moon is asking you, how can you harmonize rest and having you time and having away time from reality for a little bit, away time from you know, the everyday shit, the everyday bullshit, the hustle and bustle that you've been going through from work and other people's needs and demands. How can you take a step back, and how can you find a way to change something, to rebalance something, so you can somehow find a way to rebalance the situation and meet in the middle, compromise, you know, negotiate, realign. So you're really focused right now on how can you catch up on your sleep, or how can you go on that vacation, or how can you get some more rest, or how can you take some time off. Whatever the case may be, you're really looking for that right now. But you may have too many responsibilities in the family and the home life, and so it's like stressing you out, and you feel like between or I'm sorry, not the family and the home life, but you may have these hardcore kind of, it just looks like you guys have a lot of errands right now, like a lot of shit coming up on your schedule, and it's just feeling heavy. You're also having a hard time communicating this, you know, you're having a hard time understanding like how to deal with this. And so I think this Libra new moon is going to help you find a solution to solve this, to look at it in a new way that you couldn't see, but it may take some work on your part. So for Scorpio, we have the Death card, your card, and we have the Ace of Wands for this Libra new moon. So what I see here, like I was saying, some of you guys are going through a major transformation right now, and there's a major fear that needs to be faced, Scorpio, because at the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Wands. So there's a major fear here that needs to be faced. There's some major point of views or perspectives, like stubborn point of views, stubborn perspectives that need to be faced as well. It's okay if you're not feeling well, or if you're sick, or if you're exhausted, or if you're not motivated, to take some time off. When you allow yourself to face the change and surrender to the change, you gain back your motivation, Scorpio. That fire lights within you. Allow whatever change or transformation is happening right now to happen, because it's happening for you, not to you, even if it may seem like that. You will gain your spark back, you will gain your power back, but you have to allow the change and the transformation to happen. Okay, Scorpio? So let me know below if that ends up resonating. All right, Sagittarius. So this is for Sag, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So for Sagittarius, this new moon is happening in a place for you that is all about your relationships with other people, your relationships with your friends, your social life, social groups, but you may be having demands with like children, or stuff that you would rather do. You have your own desires. And so this Libra new moon is like, where can you harmonize your own desires for other people's desires? Or not, you know, where are you maybe doing too much for other people, or where are you maybe putting other people's needs and desires and wants first? This is also like really balancing out between what you want in your heart, what you desire in your heart, versus, you know, sharing that with the world, or sharing that with the public and your place in the world. You know, where do you feel like you're being judged, or where do you feel like things aren't measuring up or aligning for you when it comes to your place in the world? You know, also we have Mercury retrograding in a spot for you that is all about the subconscious and fear. Where do you need to speak up? We have the Ace of Swords reversed coming out here, Sag. Where do you need to speak up? Where are you hiding something? Hiding some kind of truth. Okay, so we also have the Chariot and the Six of Wands that fell out reversed. So there's something you want here. There's some kind of victory you want, but you're scared to go for it. You're scared to go for it. Some of you guys want to take some trip, or get a new car, or you want to win at something, but you're scared to go for it. You're scared to put yourself out there. You're scared to look at something, to see the truth about something. This new moon's also putting some pressure on your priorities, Sag, and your money, and, you know, what your goals are. What are your aspirations? And where do you need to somehow harmonize your physical life, your more personal life, what you do for fun or pleasure, with your aspirations? You know, are you ignoring what you want in your long-term goals, your long-term achievements, your long-term aspirations, and, you know, dreams for yourself, because it's easier to basically fuck off? You know, I'm just saying. There's something that I feel like you're hiding from yourself, though, with this Mercury retrograde in your 12th house. So this could really be bringing up a lot of things for you guys to purge or detoxify from. A lot of things, a lot of changes in the possible health department or the day-to-day routines, the workplace. Where do you need to rethink some things? So that is what I'm seeing for you guys, Sagittarius. Let me know down below if that resonated. What's up, Capricorn? So for Capricorn sun, moon, and rising, this Libra new moon is happening in a place for you that is all about your future, your goals, your plans, what you want out of life, you know, your legacy, what you want to leave behind, what you want to do with your life, your career, your reputation, your public image, all of these things. So it could definitely be bringing up themes around that. But with it being opposite Mars down in a very sensitive and personal spot for you, this is very, very much about where do you feel in conflict between your home and your family versus what you want to do out in the world, or your influence out in the world, or what you want to achieve in life, or your future in general, your future goals and achievements. Where do you feel like you're maybe being held back, you know? Or where do you feel like your boss or your job or authority figures or other people in your public life and people in your family or your home life or your personal life are at odds or are making all kinds of demands or putting all kinds of pressure on you? So where can you harmonize these different areas of your life? Where can you find a way to get what you want, but also to maybe not piss people off so much or piss your family off so much? Or where maybe do you need to be, where do you maybe need to set more boundaries, you know? Where do you maybe need to let go of how someone else is going to feel about something, you know? It could be either one for you guys, Capricorn. So this is definitely about where you can harmonize these different areas of your life, or where you need to make a decision to, you know, maybe let go of a certain expectation in one of these areas in your life. So we have Strength and the Page of Cups for you guys for this Libra new moon. So definitely, and then we have the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So you're definitely thinking about your future. But is your future, are you going to be able to help this person or your family or do whatever this has to do with your personal life and your family or your past even? Are you going to be able to take it with you? You know? Are you going to be, is there a way you can take this with you? Or is it just too, like your family's or your personal life or whatever is just never going to budge or whatever? Something's got to give here. And so you have to figure out what it is that you truly want, and you have to face whatever this is with the Strength card here. You have the courage to do it. And courage is not about not having fear. It's about still moving forward even with that fear. So remember that. For some of you, this could be, you know, a motherly figure, a grandmother or something like that that you're dealing with, or even children or something. But there's something here where it's like you don't see your own value and your own worth, and that's a huge reason that you feel held back right now. So I think, Capricorn, that this new moon is going to show you where you need to set more boundaries, where you need to harmonize stuff or give you a way to harmonize something in your life. And it could also definitely be a very influential moon for you guys. Like there's like that word keeps coming up for me, influence, like something to do with influence for this Libra new moon, but also where you may need to make a decision, you know? So that is what I'm seeing for Capricorn. Let me know if that resonated with you guys down below. Alrighty, Aquarius. So where have you been feeling stuck? Where have you been feeling stuck? And where have you been feeling like there's no balance or harmony with what you want to do in the world, or where you feel like your life path is? What decision have you been holding off making? Is there some kind of educational pursuit? Is there some kind of learning pursuit you've been wanting to do? Where's that next step that you need to take to get out there and do what you feel like you need to do? To assert yourself, to be a leader or a pioneer, but you've been feeling stuck, I see here. So this Libra new moon is trying to get you unstuck. It may show you a new perspective. It may give you a new perception of a situation that you've been dealing with or that's been dragging you down, you know. For some of you guys, I'm getting like psychology or something with the mind, something in the realm of the mind. Or you could be discovering some kind of new talent or recently have, but you're stuck on how to initiate it. And so this Libra new moon is really showing you how to initiate forward, how to combine what you want and your desires in a way to move forward on this path that you've been really thinking about going down, that you've been really kind of back and forth with. And it's also going to possibly bring about some major karmic change, or some cycles or completion of something from the past as well. This could be a major ending or completion, or it could even be like, do you want to go back to this old cycle, or do you want to move forward? It could be that as well. But either way, this is a major crossroads for you about what you want to do with your life, what needs to end in order for you to begin something new. So that is what I'm seeing. All right, Pisces, let's roll. So for this Libra new moon, I see that you guys are this is bringing up a lot of financial stuff, like shared financial stuff. So financial stuff that, like finances or money or resources that you share with someone else. So you and your partner's money or your partner's resources, credit, loans, any money that comes from somewhere else that you didn't like actually work to make. Inheritances, things like that can come up here. So this Libra new moon is really showing you where things need to be balanced out or harmonized, negotiated or compromised in the financial sector of your life, with either your partner's finances or you and your partner's finances. This is definitely shared finances or other people's finances. Maybe you need help with something financially, or someone else needs help with something financially. This could definitely come up, but where does there need to be a fairness? This could also be, speaking of fairness, King of Swords reverse, this could also be a friend needing help with your money, your time, your resources. This is really asking you how to balance out your own time, your own priorities, your own resources, your own money, your own possessions with somebody else's, Pisces. And how you may feel influenced in some way to give or to do things for other people, even though it may not be what you want, okay? And so, yeah. So there's some confusion here. I would be careful, Pisces, because if someone asks you for money and you don't feel like it's fair, you need to voice that, okay? And also I see here at the bottom, at the bottom of the deck, there could be some kind of disappointment if it's not fair. This could be some money that was owed to you that you helped out someone else with, but there's something financial here that does not, especially with Venus opposite Neptune, it's not what you think it is. So be careful of scams or paying something around this Libra new moon that ends up not being what it is, or something. There's something here that's confusing or that's unclear, or that's not going to be fair. Okay, so be careful with that. This could be legal stuff too, with Mercury in the sign of Scorpio retrograding there. So just be careful with financial matters around this Libra new moon, Pisces. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. All right, Aries, so this Libra new moon is happening in your opposite sign. So this is all about seeing different points of views of other people in your life. So instead of constantly just operating on your own perspective, your own point of view, or doing what you want, this is really possibly seeing the other side of how maybe some of your behaviors or actions or words or whatever have affected other people in your life. Now, this could also be some kind of crossroads or decision between keeping the peace in relationships in your life versus doing what you want, and how you can somehow find the balance or the harmony, like I was saying in the beginning of this video, between self and other, between doing what you want and also pleasing other people, or compromising some of what you want for some kind of greater purpose. So there could be a decision that needs to be made there. Now, I do also see that there could be some kind of responsibility with career or authority figures or something here where maybe there's some kind of crossroads between you and certain relationships in your life about the future. Maybe you both want different things, or you're not sure how something's going to come together with certain relationships or people in your life, or where you may need to make some kind of decision on a relationship. With Mercury retrograding and Scorpio, this is all about finances that you share with other people. Speaking of which, we got the Queen of Pentacles, and really being deeply introspective and deeply reflective on your finances, your spending, your priorities. Okay, your priorities could change a lot over the next month or so with Uranus and Taurus and Mercury opposing it. So where do you need to see the other side of a situation, Aries? Or where do you need to maybe kind of find the balance between doing for yourself and doing for others, to compromise, to negotiate a new perspective or something along those lines? So we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. So yeah, there's something that you might not be seeing here financially, and you may want to be careful with that. Especially you want to be careful of fraud, or somebody that's not necessarily telling you the truth when it comes to finances, or something along those lines. So you want to make sure you're paying special attention to your priorities right now. You want to make sure you're paying special attention to what you want emotionally long term, because right now you may feel like what you want long term is, or what you have long term, or how it looks long term, isn't fulfilling for you in some way. So that could be something else that's coming up here. So you may need to make some kind of decision, or maybe possibly some kind of sacrifice here when it comes to either what you want or what other people want. But you're definitely reflecting on your own actions, your own behaviors, and how you are behaving in regards to other people in your life. So that's what I'm seeing for Aries. All right, moving on to Taurus. This is for Taurus sun, moon, and risings. So this new moon is happening in a place for you, Taurus, that is all about your health, your work, your daily routines. Also your schedules, you know, people that you work with, your lifestyle, your exercise, your exercise routine, all of these kinds of things. So, and just like your day-to-day life, like the small details or errands of your day-to-day life. So with this new moon happening here, Taurus, this may be showing you where, you know, you have the need or the desire or the demand to just like get away and do your own thing, to kind of get away from the, or something may be kind of like pressing your attention, like a matter that's like really demanding your attention, that is pulling you away from your normal routine or your normal day-to-day life or your normal social norms. With this new moon, this may be showing you that, okay, there's some kind of balance needed between pulling away or not associating with society, or not, you know, not really worrying about your future or what you want out of life, but also to somehow balance out the things that you need to do, or the things that you need to get done, or the people that are in your everyday life. You know, how can you maybe negotiate or compromise or find a way to somehow do both, take it easier on yourself, but also, you know, get some things done each day, or feel like you're still living your life in some way each day. Now, this could also be bringing up where maybe you're sick right now, or maybe you haven't been feeling well, or maybe you haven't had much motivation lately. We have Queen of Wands and Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So there could be some decision or another side of seeing something in your everyday life, or something that needs to be kind of purged with the people in your life. Certain toxic fears, or addictions, or certain lifestyle habits that need to be looked at in order for you to come back into balance. So we actually have the Eight of Swords reversed and the Nine of Swords. So what I see here, Taurus, is that some of you could have had some kind of abuse, some kind of toxic situation, been the victim of something in the past. And with the Nine of Swords here, this fear is coming up for some reason for some of you. Let me get one more card here to kind of clarify this. This fear is kind of what's good as we move from the 8 to the 9. So there is some kind of forward movement here. There could be some lack of sleep going on, or that could be the issue as well. Like maybe you haven't been sleeping well, and so in your day-to-day life you haven't been able to function, and things have been all imbalanced and out of whack here lately. So we have the Three of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So what I see here that's going to help you, Taurus, is whatever happened, you need to look for something. Even if it's so small and seems so insignificant, you need to look towards the future. You need to feel whatever you're feeling and let it, like, you need to express whatever you're feeling. You need to allow yourself to feel it. You need to be around people that are actually going to care for you, that are actually going to be there for you. And you need to find something to look forward to. Okay, you need to find something to look forward to in this situation. So that is what I'm seeing here for Taurus. So let me know down below if that resonated, Taurus. That was kind of a little heavier than I expected. What's up, Gemini, and welcome to your Libra new moon reading. So I hope you guys are doing well. Okay, so this Libra new moon is happening in a place for you that is all about fun, pleasure, children, what you desire and like to do for fun, your creativity, your passions, and just an overall sense of how these different, creativities and projects somehow align with who you are, or help you become confident in what you do. And so this Libra new moon in this area for you, Gemini, is where really showing you where maybe you need to do something fun with other people. You need to maybe compromise your free time to help other people, or to work with other people in some way. Or maybe there needs to be a balance between the time that you are spending with other people or for other people, or working on your long-term aspirations or the demands of other people, where you need to find a balance with all of that, like where you may be feeling a little bit unaligned or a little bit unbalanced, where you may need to reharmonize your own passions and your own creative endeavors and your own wants and needs with the demands of other people, or the demands of society, or the social norms, or certain groups that you belong to. So we also have, this new moon squaring all of this stuff in Capricorn in a very kind of like deep, sensitive place for you guys. Gosh, cards are just dropping everywhere. So yeah, in a very deep, sensitive place for you guys. So this is possibly bringing up some financial stuff, or some shared financial or resource stuff that you've been going through. So you're kind of thinking about like, how can I move forward from here? How can I achieve my goals, achieve what I want? Some of you guys may be looking back on the past thinking, wow, like I had my shit together or I had it all, but this is keeping you stuck. There's some illusion in your life that's keeping you stuck on the past. Maybe you're not wanting to ask for help in some area of your life. Maybe you're not wanting to express that your own needs in some area of your life. So this Libra new moon is really getting you back into balance with what you love, with what's important to you, with what brings you joy, what brings you happiness. Okay, so, and I think that's a good thing for you guys. There may be something here that you're wanting in the future that you're not seeing clearly necessarily, Gemini. So I would watch out for that as well. It could have to do with family as well, but there's or the home life. But there's something that you're wanting in the future where you may need to be a little bit more practical about it. You may need to look at it a little bit differently, and you may need to reflect on the work that you need to do to get there. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing for Geminis. What's up, Cancer? So this new moon for you guys is, whoops, cards keep dropping. This new moon for you guys is happening in a sensitive place for you guys. It's all about home, family, your emotions, your personal life, insecurities from the past, also, you know, issues with family and past stuff, basically. So you could be feeling a little more emotional around this new moon in particular. And also with this new moon happening in that place for you, it's going to be opposite Mars in your 10th house of career. And so you may be feeling like the demands of your career or your public life or your reputation or authority figures or bosses or whatever, whoever you work for or whatever you do, to achieve your goals or to achieve financial stability is possibly being super demanding or busy lately. And so with this Libra new moon, this is about coming back into balance by allowing yourself to have personal time away from everything, or to somehow find balance between going after your goals or, you know, working or getting, you know, doing stuff for your career or whatever with your family and your personal life. And your emotions. This could also mean that you may need to let go of some commitments or make some new commitments, or be a little bit more disciplined with yourself. Now, for some of you, if you're in a relationship, this could be putting some kind of pressure on this relationship could be putting some kind of pressure on you, your home life, and your career life. Yeah, so we have the Nine of Wands, the Three of Swords, and the King of Wands. So I'm not going to take them because I'm trying to just get 2 cards, but that tells me there definitely needs to be some boundaries with somebody. You definitely need to set some boundaries, okay, for yourself. But also I feel like, Cancer, where are you guarding yourself too much? Where are you judging yourself too much? Where are you being too hard on yourself right now? Where are you taking on too much? You know, too many commitments. Wow, okay, so we got the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Swords. Where are you taking on too many commitments? Where can you have stability and, you know, security? And where can you also be in your truth, in your authentic truth? So I think those are some big questions that are going to come up for this Libra new moon. And I think that you may have an opportunity to kind of speak your truth, and it may put you through some kind of change, but you may need the change, okay? So that is what I'm seeing for Cancer for this Libra new moon. What's up, Leo, my fellow Leos? So let's go over this Libra new moon for you guys. Okay, so this Libra new moon is happening in our 3rd house, so especially if you're Leo rising, but you may relate to this as well if you're a Leo sun or moon. So right now, this is big decisions, a lot of mental energy that's going on here, trying to keep the peace in regards to communication, to what we think, and also what I see here in your cards is there may be like an influence right now going on with you guys that's keeping you a little bit stuck because maybe you're scared to move forward with something, or you're scared to take some kind of action, or you're scared to make some kind of change or make some kind of decision. For a lot of you guys, this could be a major decision. This could be a major crossroads for you. There is Mars and Aries that's like, let's go out and do what we love. Let's go, you know, follow our drive and our passion and full speed ahead. But then there's also this part of you that feels very connected to possibly what other people think, or keeping the peace in a situation. And this is also affecting your day-to-day life, your work life, your routine. So this could be showing up in a very physical way for you right now, Leo, to where maybe you've been feeling a little bit exhausted or like you're not getting a lot done. But I do see here at the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Pentacles, we have the Empress, and we have the Temperance card. So I think there is possibly a pressure coming from this Leo new moon, or this Libra new moon, that is going to ease up in the following weeks. I think it's definitely going to show you something, or show you a different side to something, or how you can harmonize these two things that you want in order to move forward, and in order to once again go after your creative passions and create. You know, this is all creative energy, which is really awesome. So I do think this is going to work out for you, Leo. But right now, you're really considering your priorities. There also may be something that you want financially, or some kind of priority that you have, or someone else's priority, where you may need to balance what's delusion and what's realistic. With Mercury retrograding in Scorpio, you're deeply introspective around this time about your home and family life. There could be things going on at home, in your home life. You know, like I was saying in the beginning, watch for toxic things, toxins in the home. Also, there could be things kind of breaking, like the plumbing or the sewage or something like that. Mercury can kind of bring with it. This is also deeply introspective about your past. You may have past stuff coming up in your dreams, or past memories coming up, and some of them could be like not so great memories, because we are dealing with Scorpio here. These things are coming up for you to work through. There's something there that needs to be worked through. There's some kind of fears that are needing to be worked through with family or home life. I know for me, like the last week or so, it's been getting like real freaking weird in my apartment. I've been having like paranormal experiences, or what I perceive to be paranormal experiences. But I know that Mercury's in Scorpio because I have Mercury in Scorpio, and I know that Mercury in Scorpio can be a little paranoid. So watch out for some paranoia as well, because that can also happen. Also with Uranus opposite Mercury, it can be really hard to focus on anything to do with the home. You know, it can be really kind of like erratic energy, or feeling all over the place when you're home. Also, one last thing, Leo, be careful what you spend money on this week, okay? Forgot to mention that, so I just wanted to say it really quick, because just be careful. Be careful about paying off anything, any bills, anything like that, just because, yeah, Venus is opposite Neptune in your financial sector, so just be careful with money and your priorities this week. So that's other stuff that I'm seeing, Leo, but that's what I got for you guys. Hang in there. I do think you're going to get through it because of those other cards at the bottom of the deck. Let me know down below if that resonated with you guys. What's up, Virgo? Alrighty, so this new moon, that sounded so weird, sorry. This new moon is happening in Libra. And for you, Libra is your second house if you're a Virgo rising, but this can also resonate if you're a Virgo sun or moon. So this is all about your priorities, Virgo. Where do your priorities maybe need to include other people a little bit more, or where do you need to balance out your priorities or harmonize your priorities with other people's? Where do you maybe need to accept help from other people as well? Or where are some of your priorities shared priorities? So this is basically kind of going to be on like a personal basis. Are some of you guys Are some of your priorities too caught up around other people and not enough yourself? Or are some of your priorities too caught up around you and you're not considering other people's priorities? This is something I think that's going to come up. Now, this is also about finances, okay? So there may be some financial demands happening from other people or shared resources. So, you know, debt collectors, loan companies, maybe even if you have a partner, your partner's finances, you know, money that comes from other people or money that is other people's, basically. Money that's owed to you or that you owe to other people. Money that's basically that you didn't work for. So is there demands in those areas, Virgo? You know, where are the demands and what needs to be solved here? This Libra new moon is coming here to harmonize something. Like, and, you know, at first it may feel like you're stressed out, or you're feeling a little bit defeated, or you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed by all the demands, but there's a way to balance this out. There's a way to harmonize these things if you really want to, and it's by probably watching your priorities and watching your spending and being a little bit more disciplined, since, you know, all of this Libra and Mars energy is squaring everything in Capricorn, which is about doing less, you know, being a little bit more self-disciplined, watching what you spend on leisure activities or fun activities or activities that give you pleasure. So that's going to be very important for you. So for your tarot cards, Virgo, we have the Ten of Wands and the Devil. So where are you carrying past stuff with you that needs to be let go of? These fears that you've been kind of carrying around with you for so long. I definitely feel like they are fears or even addictive habits. It looks like, you know, it's possibly really wearing you down. Okay, so this Libra new moon could definitely, and also Mercury and Scorpio could definitely be showing you where you have these fears that you've been carrying around with you for a long time, where you've been scared to completely just let go and drop these 10 wands. On the bottom of the deck, we do have the Four of Pentacles, which I was telling you, be careful with spending money this week. And also we have the Queen of Swords, which is interesting because Pisces got something a little similar to this, because I was seeing with, I think it was Pisces. I'm not sure. I don't remember if it was Pisces, but basically with Venus and Virgo and Neptune and Pisces, be careful with your future plans. Be careful with, you know, looking at the future in terms of other people or expecting too much from other people. Make sure that your expectations this week are realistic, okay? And make sure that your spending habits are also realistic, I would say here. So that is what I'm seeing for you, Virgo, and that concludes all of the signs. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really truly appreciate it, and I appreciate your support. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Readings, Patreon, all of that shit, courses, all down below if you're interested, along with my social medias. And I will see you guys in my other videos. Bye.